Good morning.
Hi Vishal.
Good morning, Ramani George. How are you? Good morning, Pradeep Bhai.
Good morning, Vishal bhai. Good morning, Kaji sahab. Jai Shri Krishna. Good morning, Mr. Rami.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Good morning, Sanjay Bhai.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Good morning, Rani.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Mr. Rami.
Good morning.
Kaji sahab.
Kazi
Good morning,
sahab,
Bhandare
good
ji.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Chavadiya ji.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Vishal, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Bhandari.
Yeah, good.
Fine.
Bhandare ji, good morning.
Namaste, sir. Namaste.
Namaste.
Kazi sahab, namaste. Good
Namaste.
morning.
Bhandare ji, I just wanted
Yes.
to ask you one thing.
Yes.
You're from Rajasthan and you were earlier Bhandari and then you went to Maharashtra and you became Bhandari or what?
No, I did not go to Rajasthan. I am still a Maharashtrian only.
Okay, okay. Because you know there used to be Lohadiyas and all from Rajasthan.
Yeah, I know. I
You
know.
migrated to Maharashtra and they became Lohade. That's why I asked you this question.
Yes, yes, yes.
So how is everything at Bombay?
Number of cases are increasing. Hello.
But control is also there. I think nowadays good control is there.
We too also in Bangalore, we also have the cases are getting more now in Bangalore.
I see.
Yeah.
But it's more because of extensive testing.
Yes, yes.
Welcome, Anand
The
sir.
recovery rate is almost 52% now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, recovery rate is good.
So by around 15th July, I think our
Anand sir,
curve will
good
flatten.
morning.
Dayanand, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Jayan sahab.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Dayanand.
Dayanand, from
Good
which company
morning.
are you?
I am representing EAPL in Gujarat region.
Hello.
I am representing EAPL in Gujarat.
Okay.
Dynamic Engineering and Trade.
Which
Good morning,
company?
Joseph sir. Good morning, Dipesh Bhai.
Dynamic Engineering
Good
and
morning.
Trade.
Good morning, all.
That
Anand
is
sir.
Rajasthan.
आनंद भाई
बड़ौदा गुजरात.
आप ट्राई करिए ना सर शेयर स्क्रीन का.
मैं अभी डायरेक्ट ही करता हूँ. अच्छा.
चलेगा. ओके.
रमणी इज देयर ना. रमणी
Yes,
आपका
yes.
वीडियो चालू नहीं है.
हाँ चालू करता हूँ.
आनंद जी नमस्ते.
नमस्ते नमस्ते.
रमनी साहब नमस्ते.
नमस्ते.
भंडारिया नमस्ते नमस्ते.
नमस्ते.
Only 1 minute is there. I will just tell you one thing. विशाल मैं एक बार शेयर स्क्रीन बैक करता हूँ.
हाँ जी प्लीज करिए. गो अहेड.
नहीं.
हाँ ठीक है हो रहा है.
ओके सर.
ओके चलो.
नहीं आपका नहीं.
Now अच्छा our special guest is there. Vishal, Ramani, special guest is there.
1 minute, let me check.
Doesn't look like.
Not as yet, I guess. Should be.
Sanjeev has joined today.
अरे great. किधर है संजीव? दिखता नहीं है.
I'm here. Sanjay Kinawar has come very good.
Achha, there is one special guest expected from Madhya Pradesh. He is a special guest of Connect Well, Mr. Jacob. And also there are some special guests from Northeast are expected and special guests from Kerala are expected.
Yes.
Okay, just please keep watch, Mr. Ramani. Mr. Jacob is there. When it comes, please greet him.
Yeah.
Good morning, PST sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Sanjeev here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vijay sir. Welcome, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Satish Bhai.
We'll start as soon as the speaker do come.
Yeah.
Ramani, should we call him?
I think we'll leave another 2 more minutes. He is normally very prompt.
Okay.
I will send voice.
Good morning, Srikant bhai. Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Gautamji, namaskar.
Yeah, yes, come.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning and welcome, Gautam bhai.
Good morning and thank you very much.
Now, I think our main guest is there, right? Ramani, should we start?
Yes, yes, of
Yeah,
course.
I just welcome all everybody in COSMA-NAAR 14. That is on 28 June 2020. As per our COSMA tradition, all COSMA seminars starts with our national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. So I request all of you to please stand up and speak out the Jana Gana Mana. Please stand up, everybody. Jai Hind. Bharat
Jai
Mata
Hind.
Ki.
Bharat Mata ki.
Now I request Mr. Ramani to start with our program. Mr. Ramani, please.
Yeah. So, a very good morning to each and every one of you. Today is a very, very special COSMA-NAAR. It's the second success story sharing which is going to happen. And I don't know how it is for all of you, but for me, I have certainly been inspired by a number of people, in this journey of being a panel builder myself. And here is an opportunity for all of us to really get inspired by a fascinating story, a story which started in the year 1959. That is about 60 years ago. And this company, Tricolite, was started by the grandfather of our speaker for this day. And it started off with the manufacturing of rewirable switches. These were mainly supplied to electricity boards. And then as time progressed, people introduced the miniature circuit breakers. Now, what happens when you introduce a miniature circuit breaker? The home rewirable switches concept becomes overnight quite obsolete. And there was a big flux of change which was taking place in Tricolite, and that is the year where Gautamji joined the business, and this was in 1980. So he, by and large, has been the ambassador of change, which was brought about in Tricolite. He has been the person who has promoted the custom-built switchboards. And as a person, for those of you who know him, you would recognize that he is a person very, very passionate about sales and marketing. The way he talks to you, the way you spend a few minutes with him, you would get that endearing energy from him. And that has been, to a great extent, I'm sure, responsible for the growth of Tricolite. As I understand, for a panel builder to reach 100 crore target is a big dream. I remember recently our Krishnan of Ellen's engineers, Micron Sitaram's son, he called me one day very excited and he said, Ramni, I'd like to share with you that Ellen's has crossed 100 crores in turnover. I said, fantastic. That has been a kind of a benchmark for quite a number of us. And it'll be really, it's very pleasing to the ear to understand that Tricolite has consistently been above 100 crores for the last 10 years. And that's an amazing feat. Last year, they closed their books with 150 crores. And that gives them the slot of being amongst the top 3 panel builders in India. To have such a person address us today is such a privilege. I can't wait to hear Gautamji. Gautamji, over to you. Thank you for being with us. Gautamji, you're on mute. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
So thank you very much, Ramini ji, for showering such high accolades on both me and my company. I really don't know whether we truly deserve such kind of felicitations, but nevertheless, I am extremely happy to be here for 2 reasons. One, because I am an active member, not an active member, but a member of COSMA since the very inception. Kazi Bhai, Satish ji made me a member when he started this initiative, I think almost 25, 30 years back, right, Satish Bhai? And I have very, very high regard for Satish Bhai. We have been working together in good old days to bag orders from sugar factories in Maharashtra. And he was such a dynamic sales guy that wherever he entered, we had no chance to get an order. So I was always in awe and admiration of Satish Bhai. And I just tried to follow whatever he did. And thanks to that following, that we have been able to continuously improve ourselves. So I'm extremely happy here, one, because Satish Bhai pushed me to come back to COSMA, and I'm very glad to have rejoined. I hope I can contribute and make this fraternity stronger in whatever role or responsibility Satish Bhai would choose to give me. And I'm also very happy to share with all of you the 4 decades of journey that I have gone through in this line of manufacturing custom-built switchboards. As Ramani said, this company was started Let me put on the slide, okay? I'm not used to. Yeah. So I'm not used to giving presentation, but nevertheless, okay, I'll try my best to do whatever I can. So as Ramani already said that this company is 60 plus years old now. It was started by my grandfather for manufacturing rewirable switches. And then when I joined in 1980 after my graduation, rewirable switches had become redundant because MCBs had come in the market and the complete market was taken over by MCBs and molded case circuit breakers. So we had no option but to close this manufacturing, although it was a roaring business. But just in a couple of years, the trend completely changed. Like Nokia disappeared and smartphone came in. Similar thing happened with Tricolite for rewirable switches. And we had no option but to find something else to do. So I started this because the platform was there, the factory was there. We enjoyed a good reputation in the trade. So our vendors were nice, our bankers were nice. So we started this business of custom built switchboards in 1980. Initially, we started with industrial type switchboards. You know, I don't know whether some of you might remember English Electric used to make those pedestal angle iron frame with cast iron switches on top and bottom and bus bar in the center. So that's the starting journey of making custom built switchboards. The journey developed further and we got into cubicle kind of custom built switchboards. And all this progress happened because in spite of being a non-technical guy, because of my close relationship with some of my managerial people in English Electric and Larsen Dubrow. So I give them all the credit for educating me, inspiring me, and helping me to start this journey, and then along the way support me in development of the products that we were making. So going further now, so I've given a brief introduction. I hope any questions you guys would have, please don't hesitate. You can ask me anything and I will try and answer them very candidly, honestly, to the best of my ability. And if I can't, then I will definitely come back to you. So now I'll move on to the, I'll share with you what is Tricolite, what do we do, how do we do, whatever we do. And I hope that adds value to most of you. So this is the first slide which shows everything about Tricolite at a glance. So it tells our turnover, our existence. Our turnover comes from 4 activities: manufacturing, trading, contracting, and services.
They're not able to see the sharing of the PPT if you have already shared it.
So, can you see the slide or no?
No.
No, we cannot see.
Now?
Not yet.
You have to make share screen.
Okay. Sorry. I need to share the screen, right?
Share screen, yes.
I'm a little clumsy on such things. Yes. Okay. Please bear with me. Yeah. Now can you see the screen?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, now we can see.
So this was
You can actually go to screen. You can blow
Yeah.
up the screen. Yeah.
So this was where I started from. I was telling you the history about Tricolite, and now
Gautamji, you'll be able to share this PPT with us?
yeah, of course, no problem, no problem.
मोबाईल नीट ठेवा मी आणि मम्मा आहे ना पुस्तक आणायला चाललोय गाडी आणेपर्यंत थांब ना
So is this size okay, or should I? Is this okay?
Yeah, you can actually go to PPT.
So I'm trying to put the full screen.
Just press that.
Now can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can.
So clearly visible?
Yes.
Yes,
very
yes.
clear.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about this embarrassing delay. Okay. So I was telling you about the 60 years of journey and how I joined in 1980 and then started this custom built switchboard business with the help of my friends in English Electrical Larsen Jobro. These friends were college friends, school friends who went into engineering and joined these companies. And I went into like a typical family of business, became a chartered accountant and came into business. Okay. But fortunately, I'm back into being with technical people, and that's what I enjoy. So this slide shows Tricolite at a glance. It tells everything about Tricolite. Our turnover in last year. This turnover comes from 4 activities: manufacturing, trading, contracting, and services. So all these 4 activities are important pillars of revenue for us. We have 3 plants, about 450 people pre-COVID. Post-COVID, the numbers have come down. There are now 350 people. 100 people have left, gone to their villages. Hopefully, they would come back. Our operations have started since 18th of May, and our factories, all the 3 plants are working, and productivity is almost normal. So the product range, what we do, what we make, the segments we operate in, some of the customers, prime customers, the partnerships that we have, of which we are really proud of. So 3 of the projects that we make are in partnership with Schneider, 1 with ABB, and yes, we also supply generators to our customers, and we are a solution provider for generators with Coil Green. So that's a trading activity. And of course, our core philosophy, which is very, very close to our heart, the vision, the mission, and our guiding values. So these are the 3 plants that we have, 2 of them in Manesar, 1 in Saibabad. All 3 plants are of 4,000 square meters with a total shop floor area of 1.5 lakh square feet. Each plant is dedicated to a different activity. In Manesar 2, it's a centralized enclosure manufacturing plant where we make enclosures for all low voltage and medium voltage assemblies. And Manesar 1 and Saibabad is where we assemble low voltage and medium voltage switchgear. So these are the 2 assembly plants, and 1 is the centralized enclosure bus bar and painting shop. This is a slide which is very, very dear and close to our heart. Honestly, not boasting about ourselves, but we have been the trendsetters in this industry. So you see a lot of first here, and these are facts, okay? These are facts that go to the credit of Tricolite. We are honestly change leaders for the power distribution business or systems in our country. So we were the first to bring the TTA technology in India. There is a long story behind this, but time is short. I can't tell you how this technology came. You would be surprised, till 2004, there was no manufacturer in India which was making TTA switchboards, not even Siemens and Larsen Toubro. And both of them were rejected, including Tricolite, for a bid in a global tender where TTA panels were required. And believe you me, I didn't even know what TTA was, okay? Till the time I was rejected sorry, you don't make TTA panels, you make PTTA panels. And that's the time we started hunting for TTA technology. And with very great difficulty, we could convince in 2004 Schneider to give us this technology and bring it to India. It took almost a year to convince them because they felt that we were not ready, India is not ready, and there is a huge amount of investment that is needed in building the infrastructure which could make such kind of panels. And yes, there was a huge cost in terms of license fee and but it all went to benefit for the company and for the country, because today now the TTA or 61439, which is the current standard, which was earlier known as TTA, is widely being asked in the specifications and become a norm, almost a norm in all big tenders. The second, I think, big change that we brought about in the industry is that the LV manufacturers started offering MV switchgear also. Now, this was never heard of because MV was a taboo, okay? People thought that MV can only be made by OEMs, okay? MV is a very dangerous thing, and these LV manufacturers have no knowledge about any safety, reliability, or engineering, and they are not the ones who can be trusted with MV panels. But we changed this, and again, it was a very, very difficult task to convince the partner ABB for this, because those days they were the leaders, and even today I think they are the leaders, because the others are not very close to what they do. And also the customers to accept us, to accept MV panels from companies who were making LV panels. But I think over a period of time, we have been able to successfully do this. And today it is almost all medium voltage switchgear manufacturers have partners amongst the low voltage fraternity, and it's a very healthy thing for the low voltage fraternity to be able to offer a package of both LV and MV to their customers. So this was another big change that we brought in this country. Of course, because of these two changes, we had no alternate but to ramp up our manufacturing capabilities, our painting capabilities, our busbar capabilities. And as a result, we went into automation, CNC manufacturing. So that helped us in modernizing our way of manufacturing. And these partnerships, both with Schneider and ABB, helped us to get the best practices and change the mindsets that we had in terms of manufacturing switchboards. The other very, I would say, good change that we have brought, but it's in the panel industry, I would say, but others have been doing this much earlier, is the service through the app. So our customers don't have to call us now for service. It took almost 2 years. This app has been there for more than 2 years. So they register and log in a complaint on the app, and everything, the follow-up is all done through app, and the service request or any kind of complaint is addressed from the app. So this has become very, very convenient for our customers. And I think it's a revolutionary change, at least in the panel industry. And it's working very, very successfully. The latest one, of course, is what we launched in Elecrama, is the solid shielded insulation system for medium voltage technology. This is the first of its kind in India. This is different to gas insulated switchgear. This is different to the air insulated switchgear. It is almost half the size. You do not have to maintain the clearances that are needed in air insulated system. So this is a revolutionary technology which has just been launched in Elecrama, and you would be pleased to know that it's getting very, I would say, good acceptance in the market. We've already got some 60 bays of orders for this from different clients, and people are looking forward to going ahead with this because it saves space. It is very, very safe and reliable. You can immerse this in water. You can touch the bus bars. It's absolutely safe in terms of safety. So this is a revolutionary technology which I think going down the line will help the customers and change the thought process in the client.
Shall kindly mute everybody else.
So who are we? Okay. You know, when we started this journey and we were moving ahead, we were constantly thinking of how to improve, how to change, what to do. And one of the thought processes that we had in our mind was that how would Tricolite be perceived by their customers, okay? So then we had a brainstorming session on this amongst our core team. And then we chose that, okay, there should be some distinguishing traits that Tricolite should have when it comes to the minds of our customers. And these were the two words we selected, premium and trustworthy. And believe you me, the whole culture, the whole working of the organization, you know, revolves around these two words. And I can proudly say that, yes, today amongst the customers, people treat us as a premium panel builder, as a trustworthy panel builder. These are the two distinguishing traits that we mark for ourselves, and over a period of time, we could achieve to be related to with these two words. And with respect to our products, two words that we chose were safe and reliable. These two words came from Larsen Toubro. I don't know, some of you might remember, Larsen Toubro had a very strong logo of safe and sure. From there, we picked it up and we chose, and I'm talking about good old days 20 years ago, safe and reliable. And then we made sure that everything that we do in manufacture and design is with safety and reliability in mind. And today, I can again proudly say that, yes, both these words for our organization and for our products have become true. So yes, the rest of it is, yes, another important thing, you know, a couple of years ago, Accenture did a study amongst 550 vendors in the developing countries, including China, and on all the vendors for custom built switchboards. And they ranked us second there. So that report is there. and 8th worldwide. Worldwide is not, it's only amongst 550 vendors in the developing nations, including China. So it's not truly worldwide, but yes, the world that we belong to. We have national presence. Our footprints are across the country. I'll show you later down the line. And of course, even for exports, we have references today in almost 20 plus countries. We're not a very strong exporter, but hopefully now we will become, because I have another friend, which is a blessing in disguise of coming to COSMA, Mr. Vijay from ConnectWell. So it was a very, very happy reunion connecting with him, coming back to COSMA, and his presentation a couple of weeks ago was very, very inspiring. And so once we connected, he said, I'm going to help you to become a good exporter, which I think is very happy situation for Tricolite. So this is one of the blessings in disguise of coming back to COSMA. This is our history in 1959 to 2019. The benchmarks in red are with respect to our setting up of 3 plants, first in 89, 2005, and then 2008. In 1980, we started custom build, and this was a plant in Delhi, which is still there. Nitin Rastogi, I saw him sitting here, would remember good old days of coming to our Delhi plant. That plant is still there. That's where we used to make rewirable switches. And from there, we moved to Saibabad and then to Manesar in 2005 and another one in 2008. The green ones are our journey with Schneider, our partnerships with Schneider. And we started with Blockset in 2004 and then Sandwich Busway in 2013 and now Premset in 2019. And the blue ones are some more significant achievements, I would say, in terms of our journey of, if we can call it, success. This is another very dear slide for us. Why should a customer go in for Tricolite? Okay. So these are some of the things, So these are some of the things which we try and convince him of, and we don't have to do much because these are quite obvious by itself. So we have quality as per global standards. We are tested to the relevant IEC standards for all the ratings. We have some special tests for internal arc and seismic in both low voltage and medium voltage. Our services are very, very reliable. People have got used to prompt and friendly service. There are no justification, no blame games, no questions asked. We first serve our client, and then if at all there is any commercial impact, we speak about those things later. We have a very strong team of professional people, and of course ethics is very, very close to our heart. It's come, needless to say, I'm the 3rd generation, and to have survived 60 years, you cannot do it unless you are sound on ethics. So customer care, we have a dedicated customer care center, customer care app, 8 regional service centers across the country so that you don't have to send people from your manufacturing plants. This has been there for now almost 7-8 years. And every year we keep training the new people that join these service centers, keep strengthening these service centers so that they can promptly respond to the customer close to their vicinity. Of course, there is no doubt that we are leaders in process innovation, product improvement, and have world-class infrastructure. it might sound a little egoistic, but honestly, this is all true. This is another slide why we should, our client should choose. We have a very strong people strength and a gender diversity. 15% of our people strength come from females. We believe in inclusive employment. There are a number of people who are disabled, or I should say not able, who work with us on a regular basis, regular employment, and 70% of our staff is engineers. Again, this is another slide, where Tricolite is built around this. This is the core heart of Tricolite. It's not only for paper. Every year we have audits to check whether we are aligned to our value systems or not only done internally but externally. Every employee has in their KPIs these values as a performance base. Their appraisals are based, there is a certain weightage that is given to the display of values in their appraisal system. So this value is very, very close to our heart, and I can tell you for sure, this is what Tricolite is all about, and we made sure to build a culture around these values so that people can distinguish us from the rest of the competition. So coming to the product basket, other than transformer, we have the complete basket that can fulfill the needs, the power requirement, power distribution needs of our customer. This is the MB basket where I already told you, Premset is the latest. You can see that picture. It is half the size of the AIS switchgear. It doesn't show really, but it's exactly half the size in terms of width and depth. Then there is AIS 11 kV, AIS 33 kV. The credentials are given below. They meet all the relevant latest standards, whether it's and some special test, as I said, with respect to internal arc. This is the low voltage basket that we have. We offer 61439 compliant assemblies with Schneider in the block set range. We also offer 61439 compliant assemblies in partnership with L&T in TI range. And of course, you would be happy to know that we have our own range of panels, which we call them T-Safe, and these are also certified for IEC 61439. Now, the only problem between all three of them and why we choose all three of them is that there are some gaps between all three of them, and to fill the gaps, this whole basket comes in very handy. So there are some credentials which are missing in TI, there are some credentials which are missing in T-Safe, but BlockSet is the only one which fulfills all the credentials. And so wherever what is needed, we can promote. If it's a cost sensitive thing, then T-Safe is promoted. If internal arc is required, then T-Safe doesn't have internal arc, then we have BlockSet and TI, which takes care of that. And of course, all three of them are also certified for seismic compliance. So going forward, this is another product range that we offer. We can offer, and we offer. These are all trading items. So as I said, part of our turnover comes from trading, and So this is the trading range, the sandwich busway, and the generators. Of course, the customer is the same, so it helps us go to the customer and offer a wide basket and give them a package, which again is very helpful to distinguish us and become a one-stop solution for them with respect to their needs for power distribution. Now, these are the product credentials. Everything that we offer to our customers are tested as per the relevant latest IEC standard. The ratings are available from 630 to 6000 amperes, and the credentials of compliance are there for all the ratings, not just one rating. So it's available in copper, aluminum, and of course we have special test, as I said, with respect to IEC, IAC, internal arc certification, and SISPEC compliance. So what do we do for designing? Okay, yes, this is another game changer at Tricolite. You know, we realized very soon when we went into partnership with Blockset that we would have to upgrade our design skills, and we would have to use the latest softwares that are needed and have a complete mechanical wing within our plant to be able to make the panels that we are going into partnership for. So now we are very comfortable. All our designing is done on the latest softwares, which are Creo, Inventor, ProPanel, ePlan. Creo and Inventor are used for mechanical designing. ProPanel is used for busbar designing, and ePlan is used for the electrical designing. For all new product developments, we do 3D simulations. We are very aggressively promoting smart panels, which can be controlled and monitored from remote. So our designs are future ready for making existing panels into smart panels, and smart panels into upgrading into whatever new technologies that come in to make them better. There is an online, these softwares help us to generate BOM of mechanical and electrical items online, and of course whatever drawings we have they're all digital, they're all archived, and they can be easily retrieved as and when we need them for manufacturing. This is how we ensure our quality. Some of the key quality tests that we have in-house, and we use them regularly, is the temperaturized test up to 8000 ampere. We do most of our temperaturized test for our clients in-house, some of them on chargeable basis, some of them free of cost, depending on how the commercial modalities work out. Yes, but we have a facility which can test up to 8000 amperes. Not that we have tested any up to 8000 amperes, but we've done 5000 ampere temperaturized test for DMRC within our plant. Of course, the other very, I would say, good test that we have is to check our paint processes. We regularly do salt spray tests for corrosion resistance on all our batches, and it can be done up to 500 hours, though we don't do up to 500 hours, but the facility is to do it up to 500 hours. Yes, we also regularly check the millivolt drop for contact resistance for all higher rating of breakers, 3000 and above, for all the breaker joints, for all the busbar connections. This is a wonderful test and helps us to verify the quality of our assembly. We use Eluzinc. This is a special sheet that we use for internal partitions. This sheet is has a layer of aluminum and zinc on the normal MS sheet, and which helps in heat dissipation and mechanically stronger. Now, these are some of the, I would say, the world-class infrastructure facilities that we have, which has helped us to make a brand of ourselves and to achieve the quality that we always dreamt of. As I said, we were forced to adopt these measures long back and introduce them into our manufacturing, because without this, we could not have adopted the technologies that we got into this country. And over the period, we have been upgrading them. Today, we have 2 of these machines which can run 48 hours without any manual intervention. You just load the sheet. Each time you can load 10 tons of sheet. You feed in the program through the online program, through the controller of the machines, and you can go off to home. And 10 tons of sheet will take 48 hours in one machine. And it will do all the loading, unloading, punching. So this is a beautiful machine. I think we give the credit of most of our fabrication enclosure quality and volumes that are needed to this machine. Of course, we have other bending machines and other machines in our fabrication shop. I wish I could show you a video on how the manufacturing process goes. I've not been able to bring it on the presentation, but it's there on YouTube. It's an old video, 2016, but it shows the complete manufacturing process from designing to panel assembly. So it will give you a feel factor of our factory. But otherwise, whenever any of you guys ever come to this part of the country after COVID, or even during COVID, if you start traveling, most welcome. It will be a pleasure to take you around our factory and show you whatever we do and how we do, and anything that we can support in terms of giving guidance with respect to upgrading your facilities. That will be absolutely an honor and pleasure. So this is the paint shop, again, the first, and which we are very proud of. It takes 20,000 square feet of area. It's a spray process of pre-treatment. It's not the dip process. And the most beautiful thing about the spray process is that no 2 sheet metal parts come in contact with each other. So as a result, you can see those parts going into the tanks. You load the bare raw parts at one side, and you unload the painted part from the other side. So there is a conveyor which is moving, and the whole process is automatic. And this we set up almost 10 years ago, and it's working beautifully, and it's one of the proud infrastructures of our company. We use DM water for rinsing, because the raw water is normally saline, and over a period of time, we've realized that that brings in corrosion. So all the rinsing and pre-treatment is done by DM water. And of course, there are ovens which do baking at 200 degrees and 120 degrees for pre-treatment and paint. And there is a uniform temperature that is maintained, and there is regular time temperature test that carries on to ensure that there is uniformity of heat and temperature within these drying ovens. This is another wonderful manufacturing facility, and which we are very, very proud of. I don't think so till date there are people who have CNC machines for bus bar making. There are people who have NC machines for bus bar making, but And I've not seen them even in Schneider and ABB factories. So these are two wonderful machines. Here we show only one machine, which is cutting and punching. So EHRT is a cutting and punching machine from Germany, and there is a Euromac brand which does the bending. So what we do is you design a link, you design a bus bar, and then you feed it in the controllers of these machines, and then just feed in the bus bar. And so the whole cutting, punching, bending is done automatically. It's a really wonderful machine when you compare it with your conventional system of those hydraulic machines that we used to for cutting and bending and punching. And this has really transformed our complete manufacturing process in terms of quality, in terms of speed, in terms of volume. So this is another wonderful facility that we have in our factory for bus bar manufacturing. Now, this is something we do to keep learning and keep challenging ourselves. You know, we from very many years, we participate in a lot of competitions to learn and to improve. Sometimes we have been really embarrassed because our performances have been really bad in those competitions. But over a period of time, we've grown from it, we've improved from it, and now we've started winning awards. So 2019 has been a wonderful year for us at Tricolite. We got the CII 5S Excellence Award. This was a national award. We came second in the whole country on the 5S. There were 3 audits done by different external agencies of all 3 plants and our offices. And this is the shield that we got in 2019 at CII. We were the best in block set. We had the highest numbers of bays that we manufactured in block set in 29, and the I think the most prestigious one was the digital services. So we now are into, as I said, aggressively promoting smart panels, which can communicate, which can be controlled and monitored from remote. And this technology is nothing new, but yes, now being aggressively promoted by Schneider, and we were the early ones who adopted this technology and started offering as alternate to our customers. And when customers realized that this is of immense benefit to them, and they can monitor on their mobile phones, they can control the panels from their mobile phones anywhere in the country, globally. So it became an edge for us to do our sales and also help them to be able to maintain their panels. So we got an award last year for this amongst all the block set partners in the country, which are not too many, I think. But anyways, we got this as the best digital services early adopter and pioneer. And of course, some of them are, the others are shown above. And in 2018, we got from Dun & Bradstreet the Excellence Award in SME. There is my daughter standing there, and the only woman in the group, Meera, who's also the CEO of the company. So yes, so we like to do this for fun. We like to do this for learning. We like to do this for improving ourselves. So we keep participating in such competitions. So this is the global footprint. You know, honestly, the first presentation that I attended, and I remember, correct me, I'm sorry if I say the word wrong, but Mr. Zaveri was there, and a wonderful presentation given by him at COSMA. And so we were discussing the challenges of growth. And one of the initiatives that he suggested to everybody that we should go in for exports, which I think is a wonderful idea. But honestly, Tricolite has been lagging in this, not because that we don't want to export, not because that we are not competent to export, but the fact is that we've got more than sufficient business in the domestic market, and it keeps us busy. So we've never felt the need of going outside and looking for, although the margins, whatever work that we've done in exports, the margins are really healthy as compared to the domestic market. And in spite of the fact that we don't focus much on exports, over a period of time, we have been able to build a footprint across the nations, from Papua New Guinea in east to Colombia in South America. And there are some installations that are shown on the screen. You can read them and the countries that are given. So we have a very successful reference in 20 plus countries, and this is going to grow exponentially because Vijay has offered to help me, and we will have these now footprints all over the globe with his help and support. Thank you very much, Vijay. So this is the domestic footprint of Tricolite. Other than a few states in Northeast, in Kerala and South, we have switchboards which have been supplied across the nation. Of course, 40 years is a long time, but I think since about almost for 20 years, we never had any data where our panels are going. Or maybe even, I would say 20 is long. Only about 15 years we've been probably maintaining our data, and we know where our panels are now getting installed, because now for sure, because we have a digital logbook, which I'll explain later. So this is the map which shows the greatest density is in the area where we have our manufacturing plants. But yes, from Chennai to Jammu Kashmir, from Manipur and Mizoram to Gujarat, there are panels there. And some of the proud installations are shown at the bottom. Amazon Mumbai, a Statue of Unity Gujarat. So these are some of the lighthouse installation. Of course, I'll show you the list of customers that we serve down the line. This is the 8 regional service centers that I was talking about. These are very successfully working, very, very efficiently giving service to all our customers in those areas promptly, and being able to reach there within 24 hours. Our response time for breakdown is less than 24 hours. And so far, we've been able to maintain it. Not that there have been very many breakdowns, but yes, we have a response time and commitment to our customers with respect to breakdowns and normal services. And till date, we have been able to maintain it. And thanks to all these service centers that are associated with us, it was very easy for us to do because these service centers are all service centers of either Larsen Toubro or ABB. So we went around, scouted for these, and saw which were the most competent ones who could help us and serve us, because switchboard is a different item and switchgear is a different item. So, but the fact is that they knew about switchgear, so it helped us. They could take care of the components. And over a period of time, we've trained them, strengthened them. And so this is another great service that we provide. We have a 24-hour, 24/7 customer care call center. We have a service app, which is very, very successfully working. The service app is loaded with drawings of every customer that is there. So there is a link available. You could go to that link and open and see your drawings. There is no need for them to have hard copies of the drawings. The complete guide for installation, maintenance, operations, troubleshooting is there in the app, so they can refer them. Should I carry on? Hello?
Continue, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay. So there is an emergency button on the app. They can directly from the app connect to the call center. There is a facility to chat on the app. There is a facility for us to call back. So this is another wonderful initiative of at our company, and which helps and supports our customers. I'll hurriedly go through this, but this is an impressive slide for us, and I would like to share it with you all. So these are the customers we serve, and most of them are regular customers. Here I would like to tell all of you is that 80% of our business comes from only 20 customers. So we are not spreading very, very wide. These 20 customers keep changing every year, depending on, you know, you set up a project, in next 2-3 years, there is no project, so there is no work. But then after 2-3 years, whenever there is a project, we are again there. They are again there, we are again there. So this nurturing of customer, taking care of these customers has been the core, you know, I would say, way of working with our customers. And as a result, over a period of time, we've been able to create a network of very, very loyal customers for us who keep coming back. And whenever there is an opportunity, we get the repeat orders. So as I said, only 20 customers give us 80% of our business. And the rest of the 20% business are either new customers or new business, because we can't say no to everybody. And but we like to retain and work because we are very comfortable with their philosophy. They are very comfortable with our philosophy, and there is over a period of time trust that has been built up. So if you see some of these names, most of the installation, most of their works have been done by us. I'm not saying 100%, but I would say that we have a major share in all their projects. So this is for buildings. This is for industries, auto, steel, FMCG, sugar. This is what we are currently into. More than 50% of business that we do today is infrastructure. And this is a very, very conscious decision that we took a couple of years back. You know, I will come back to this later or whenever we have more time to discuss this. So today our focus and purpose of business is to serve the country. And what best way it can be to then do projects for the country, and do it with this kind of a responsibility that these switchboards are going to last and work for the general public for more than 30 years. Any metro that we make or any airport that we do, the installations must successfully work for at least 30 years, absolutely give trouble-free service. So with this intention of giving reliable, safe, trustworthy panels for our countrymen, for the country projects. So this is now a passion with us. And so we don't lose an opportunity, and we go all out to do work for infrastructure. Even though this work is very, very competitive, the margins are low, but we love doing this. So you see most of the metros, even in Mumbai, we are now supplying for Mumbai Metro, both underground and overhead. So this is a matter of pride. The countrywide metro system is now using Tricolite panels, and we are very happy that, okay, we are able to take and serve the country. And this feeling is not there only with me, but runs across the shop floor with the employees, because without that, that extra care, extra safety will never ever come. This is the energy sector. Another new field that is growing very, very rapidly, and I suggest all of you to look into it, is the renewable energy. Fortunately, let me tell you all that we are in a very, very good industry. It's a growing industry. These studies have revealed that in next 20 years, the power requirement will get doubled. And most of this power needs would come from the renewable sector. So 2/3 of the energy that will be generated going forward is going to be renewable. So I suggest and recommend to all of you to look into areas, because there is a huge potential, there is a huge demand. Initially, it was only in medium voltage, but now the systems are changing and there is a huge demand which is coming into low voltage also from the renewable sector. This is the digital transformation at Tricolite. I've already taken too much of time, I think. But Ramani wanted me to speak on this, but unfortunately, I think the time is running out, because there'll be some questions I would like to address and some queries that you would have in mind. So everything that happens in Tricolite is now digital, okay? Whether it is proposal, designing, manufacturing, factory acceptance. This is the most recent thing, and I'll show you the architecture, how we do it. It's very, very simple. Whatever inspections are happening for last 2 months are happening from remote. The customers are not coming, but we show them the complete routine test and the operational test from remote. But yes, proposals we did, I think, more than 10 years ago. All our offers, all our costings, all our drawings were all digitalized. But now we have SAP HANA for manufacturing as a software, which is very, very helpful in monitoring and analyzing in this factory acceptance test. I'll show you later on. This is also a very innovative, I think, and we've got the lead from Schneider to how to keep a track of where our panels are going. So every panel has now a QR code, and the customer from the QR code can take all the data and see all the data of that panel on his mobile or on the computer, whatever he chooses to be. There are all as-built manufacturing drawings available there. There is complete installation, commissioning, troubleshooting guide available there. There is predictive and maintenance alerts that come on from because of the list of components available there. As soon as the warranty gets over, there is an alert that is sent to the client that the warranty is over, and and the alert also comes to us so that we can send them an AMC offer. And all the warranty, out of warranty, service records, FAT records are also available. So the complete data of that asset, that panel is available at one place digitally. This is a wonderful tool. This has been actually built by Schneider, but in just last 1 or 2 years, it is still under, I would say, not fully, completely 100% developed like any software, but it's become a great service to the customer. So we have the complete record of whatever panels that are now going in a digital logbook, and
Hello.
So we can follow it up with service. Yes. Hello.
Yes, Bhandari.
Okay. So I'll continue.
Yeah, continue, sir. Gautam bhai, continue.
Okay. So digital logbook. Then I already talked about the service app. Then two of our digital product initiatives, which are very widely and very now popular with our customers, are smart panels and intelligent MCCs, and of course the energy management system. This is not, this is only recently launched, not I would say today successfully implemented, but yes, I think it's a wonderful tool, and going down the line, this will become another revenue generating item for us. So I will now show you the few architectures of FAT in smart panels and intelligent MCCs, how we make and manufacture these. So this is the factory acceptance test. There is a panel, there is some hardware that is needed at the client's end, and there is a hardware that is needed at the factory. And whatever video chat that we are doing right now, in a similar manner, we can do all the routine tests. We have a Bluetooth camera on a selfie stick or on a tripod, from which we do the physical inspection and open the doors, and whatever area he wants, we can take the camera there and show him the bus bar, the joints, the wiring, everything, so he can inspect it on his laptop. And then of course we do all the routine tests which he's observing on his computer. So this is another very successful thing that has happened thanks to COVID. Now I think traveling because of inspection going down the line and with this facility available will not be required. This is the Ethernet ready smart panel, the architecture of how it is done, how the components are made to communicate, how the remote monitoring and control is done, and how the data is available on the cloud and on the desktop. And of course, there is a software that is needed, which comes free of cost. Of course, you need some high-end analysis, then that software is as a price software, but otherwise normal monitoring and control data and some dashboards that you require comes free of cost. That is not. So this is a very, very simple thing. It is not any high-end technology, but I think going forward we must all offer. We must adopt this technology. We must offer, because connected devices are now becoming a reality. Digital transformation is becoming a reality. In switchboards also, we must aggressively promote this for the convenience of our customers. This is the Intelligent Motor Control Center. It's always been there. It is not something new. The only thing that has changed is that from PLC, we moved on to Intelligent Motor Management Devices. Earlier, there were PLCs or RTUs there. But this is another digital smart product that is very popular with most of our industrial customers. And this is the latest, which, as I said, the whole system from medium voltage to final distribution assembly can be made communicable, and you can have the complete data and analysis of that system sitting in your control data room with the help of a software. This is another wonderful thing. A lot of places it's been very successfully done. We haven't done it so far, but yes, we are promoting this with our clients, and we wish to make this as one of our strong revenue arms going down the line. So with this, I come to the end of whatever I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you very much, Satish Bhai, once again. Thank you very much, Ramani, and thank you very much, all of you, for patiently listening to me. I wish I could, I hope I could add value to whatever I shared with you. If you have any questions, please feel free. I will absolutely be very honest and share with you. I love sharing everything that we do at Tricolite with everybody. because I firmly believe and I follow that Vedanta practice very, very vividly. The way to gain anything is to lose it. So if you want anything, try and lose it.
I would request Satish sir to speak something. Satish sir, please come forward.
Gautam, thank you very much for wonderful presentation. And I must thank you for saying very nice words about COSMA and about our friendship. If I remember right, we met sometimes in April 1989. That was approximately 6 months after founding of COSMA. We had a meeting in one of the nice hotels in Delhi. And you were the first one to raise the finger to say that you wanted to become member of COSMA. I must really appreciate that. And then once again, you rejoined COSMA when I met you in Ilakrama 2020. Thank you. Wonderful presentation, Gautam. I must appreciate one more thing, your simplicity and desire to serve community of control panel builders. Thank you. We look forward to your support. We also look forward to your support to build COSMA community in North India, which you have offered, kindly offered. Thank you very much. Over to Ramani.
Thank you very much, Satish Bhai. Thank you for pushing me on this Ghar Wapsi initiative. I'm very, very happy to be back. And I promise you, I will give my full attention and whatever capacity that you choose me to do for COSMA.
So nice of you to say
Thank
that.
you.
In fact, Gautamji, it was very nice to see your last slide where you sort of fuel the national spirit in whatever you're doing, and whenever we keep a higher purpose in life and work, it has a different energy to it. It has a different aroma about it, and that's what we have all been exposed to in terms of what Tricolite is, what it stands for, how does it really do all this, and a fantastic infrastructure, absolutely inspiring vision. And the last 1 hour, I really didn't realize how it went past.
I'm really sorry. I overstretched. I never had a watch and I didn't know, I was just speaking from my heart.
Even we don't know how it went. Even we don't know how it went. 1 hour.
Yes, indeed. I mean, having said so much about Tricolite and explained to us the wonderful journey which Tricolite has gone through, may I ask you, where do you see Tricolite in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh, that's a difficult question, Ramani. Honestly, the last goal that I made for myself was to cross 100 crore benchmark. And as you said, that's a dream with most of the panel builders. And I made that in 2008 or so. And having achieved that, after that, I start planning, okay? I have honestly, and I tell you honestly, that I have no vision or plan with respect to any future growth of Tricolite. I just have left it on nature, and wherever it takes us, we'll carry on. But we'll carry on with the purpose that we have in mind of serving the country. We'll carry on with the purpose in mind of commitment to quality. We will carry on being premium and trustworthy, safe and reliable. So these are some of the core values which are very close to our heart. So we'll carry on, but we have no desire with respect to multiplying numbers or becoming bigger than what we are. But if it happens because of nature, it happens, okay. So when destiny takes us, then we'll go.
Well, let me try to articulate the question in a different way. Maybe know what are the top 3 challenges Tricolite faces today?
Okay. So challenges are something that we all face, and we face them every day. And I think the challenges in the panel building fraternity are all common. Whether it is Tricolite or whether it is the fresh startup, I think today the challenges are all common. And the first challenge that I see that is happening consistently over last 5 years is that our profitability is going down. So profitability is challenged because the expenses are going up. The gross margins are coming down, and because the expenses are going up, the net margins are also not there. And as Mr. Zaveri had very rightfully said, you know, bottom line is the peace and happiness. It's not the top line. So profitability is one big challenge. The other challenge, I think, is managing the working capital. You know, today the projects get stalled, projects get held up. You know, there is a lot of inventory that gets filed. So managing inventory and receivable, the number of days of credit has gone up. People are asking 180 days, you know. So both these things are becoming very challenging to manage, the working capital. And working capital is nothing but receivable and inventories. So if the flow of inventory and receivable is smooth, then, but over last 3-4 years, I see, apart from these two things, profit and working capital, I think there is not much of a challenge in Tricolite. You've asked for 3, so I have to give one more. Okay, so I think the final choice of challenge that I would take at Tricolite is perpetuality. You know, I took over from my father took over from my grandfather, and I must leave this legacy to somebody. So my daughter is there, and she's CEO, and she's a director of the company also, and takes a lot of very active interest. But then she has her own family as well. Okay, so that 100% devotion that is needed to a manufacturing unit like Tricolite, which has so many people and families working, I think that is missing. And so for that to come, she will have to compromise either at her family or so to have a mix and match of both is something which is right now difficult. Hopefully it will get settled over a period of time. So I think that's another challenge I have.
Okay.
Because I would like to leave this legacy and go forward and carry on, and somebody takes it over and brings it a new phase of life to it.
Yeah. And that's something which I guess you know, with the it's a challenge which many of the panel builders today are facing, because the second generation, like Rakesh also was mentioning, are really not so keen. I mean, some of them are having a focus issue, but there are others who you know, there is no interest to continue the business. And particularly, as you rightly said, when the profitability is falling, then the second generation gets smarter and seeing where the grass is greener, and that certainly brings about a business continuity issue. But then talking
Ramani, sorry to interrupt. Let me give my viewpoint here. I think this is the most wonderful profession that we are into. I can tell you, it is. You know, if you see and read the studies, the power requirement, power generation, power distribution is going to double in next 15-20 years. So whatever we did in last 50 years is going to happen in next 15 years. So I think we are in a very, very good industry. The youngsters should not lose hope. Only thing probably what is missing is that we are not able to show them the purpose of why should we be in this business and what can be done. You know, Rome was never built in a day. So it takes time, and you cannot expect overnight gains. And money is, I think, the most insignificant achievement of doing business. So one should not be driven by how much money you are making. And if you can go beyond money, then the success will come much faster and much easier.
Well said, well said. So that sort of takes me to the next question, that if one does have belief in this business, and if one does have the faith that we are in the right place, and then, since you mentioned about exports and your, keenness to get into exports, may I know as to what percentage of your sales today is from exports, and how do you see this trajectory going up?
So as I said, exports has never been our focus. Not because that we didn't want to do export, but not that we are not competent. We have all the credentials of doing export. We have a wonderful infrastructure, which I have seen factories across the globe, which is better than most of the factories there. And our end product is also wonderful. Aesthetically, there is a lot of stress on aesthetics in exports, and aesthetically, I think our product is absolutely wonderful. Of course, it is backed up by engineering credentials, but yet we have not done exports, not because anything else, because we've been quite busy with internal demand. And honestly, even today, I think our internal demand is quite high. So there has not been a need to look into exports. But our business today, the export, as you asked a question, how much is it? It's less than 5%. But we every year do some export order. So we did a 5-star hotel in Niger just now. We supplied panels worth 3 crores there in Niger. It's a small country in Africa. But we don't go all out for ourselves to do exports. Somebody comes to us and then we get into that. But now with, reviving of my relationship with Vijay and Kedar, who's also sitting here, who are the champions of exports. So I think this is a new inspiration that both of them have given me, that we must grow in exports. So with their help and these old friends of mine, from the very inception of Tricolite, this year I
Gautam,
think...
मैं जो है भदौरिया फ्रॉम पावरमैट, मैं गौतम जी के बारे में एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ. हमारी जो पहली सेल पावरमैट की हुई थी, वो गौतम जी की कंपनी से हुई थी, ट्रिकोलाइट इलेक्ट्रिकल इंडस्ट्रीज. So that's our beginning of insulator sale in India.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Bhadoria. But both of them are, are champions in exports. So they have offered to help me, and with their support and help, we're going to have a significant change in our export business in coming years.
Excellent. Since time is running out, perhaps I'll ask you one last question about what really is your advice for youngsters in the panel industry. How do you want them to really look at this industry, and what would you do if you were a young man today in this industry?
Very good question, Ramani, because the youngsters must come back. I tell you for sure, because this is, as I said, a very, very high growth industry, and next 10-15 years, there's going to be huge demand in the electrical distribution generation business. Now, how to bring them back? Because as I said, immediate gains in terms of money is not there. There is a little amount of smart working that is needed. And if you are patient for at least 5 years, what we did in 20 years, they can do it in 5 years now. This is how the times have changed. When we started doing business, there were no mobile phones. Just imagine, there were no computers. I can go on and on. So everything would take so much of time. Okay, now the resources are available. Things are more smooth and fast, and there is a platform that is available, and the demand has also gone up. The other day, a couple of weeks earlier, we were talking of what is the expected value of panel business in this country, and I still believe that it is nothing less than 4,000 crores. Now, to get 100 crores or 50 crores and 4,000 crores is not a very hard thing to do. But the only thing is that you have to work smart. So some of the things that I would like to tell all of the COSMA members and how they should inspire their youngsters to come into this business is to be patient for 5 years. Have a vision. Make a purpose of why you are into business. You know, unless you are clear that why you are doing this business, you will never be able to sustain. My purpose has kept changing. I can share with everybody. It started with making money, but very soon it got over. I realized that this is not giving me enough satisfaction. So then it went to image. So I started building a brand. I said I should be known in this trade. And so I started working on the brand, and that gave me a lot of, inspiration to do this business. And then it went on further to become, I should be the first choice of my customers, which also I could achieve because that purpose was driving me to the business. So I am telling everybody that if you have a purpose, a clear purpose, and you stick to that purpose until you reach your goal, you will always be inspired to remain in that business. Okay? And now today is nation building. So the purpose has now shifted to nation building. But anyways, coming to your question, what I would tell the youngsters is to first make a purpose and then don't invest too much of money into hardware. There is no need to have these fancy kind of CNC machines. Okay. So now, like your setup, you've done an enclosure manufacturing. So I think all switchboard manufacturers should stick to their activity of being assemblers rather than get into the activity of making enclosures. So whatever can be done from outsource can be done from outsource so that the investments are reduced. And then the second very important thing is today you have to comply with the engineering standards. The standards are changing very fast. And the compliance of 61439 in all big projects will become mandatory. It's almost 50% it's mandatory. Going down the line, it will become even more mandatory because all the OEMs are pushing very, very hard on this. So my suggestion is rather than to go in for your own certification, it's to tie up with somebody where you can get this certification and this technology and not invest and waste time into design. So concentrate only on selling, concentrate only on the core activity of assembly, and rather than spreading yourself very wide, okay? So as Mr. Joseph was also the other day telling that get into some kind of collaboration, cooperative movement, so that, the strengths of everybody can be collective, and then you can pitch in for larger projects. So those are the ways going forward, I think, rather than start doing everything yourself. That would be a very self-defeating because then it will take 40 years like me and nobody has time for 40 years, okay? So work smartly because, and if you do it, there is enough demand. This profitability is only a matter of time, I can tell you for sure. Because once the demand picks up, which I'm very optimistic about, say next year, as soon as this COVID gets over, everybody will be flooded with orders.
Excellent. Very, very inspiring. Thank you very much, Gautamji. Anandji, over to you.
Over to Sriram. Is there? Sriram is there? Sriram?
Hello.
Sriram, please,
Yeah.
please speak out.
Yeah, I'm audible enough. I think so. I'm just outside. Oh, thank you. So it was a great section by Gautam Kumar sir. I will not take much time. I will just tell you one thing. When we have started this COSMA webinars, there was not enough feedback. We are not able to know whether are we going in a positive direction or not. Then one day, Satish Bhai called me and he said he has received a feedback from Gautam Kumar sir and he is very happy with it. So now you did not have to worry. That was the confidence Satish Bhai And that was, I should say, the confidence in Tricolite, Satish bhai, that we were, I mean, there was no other certification required, frankly. So, what we say, it is a Swayameva Murugendrata. जो in the हिंदी में और इस हम लोग बोलेंगे तो लायन को बोलना नहीं पड़ता कि वो लायन है. Similarly, in our industry, you have taken the company to that level. So still you have found, you have taken time for us. And not only today, you are there in every section. We are very thankful to you. We have learned a lot from you. And we will keep on learning a lot from you, even in future. And your support to COSMA will be there. I am very confident about that. So I will not take much time. Thanks, Ramani sir, for your wonderful introduction. And Gautam Kumar sir, of course, and everybody, COSMA members. Frankly, right now I am in a blood donation camp. So I couldn't, I will not take much time. So thanks once again. And I want to do two important announcements. From, since it is a lockdown is getting over, we will have a COSMA webinars once in every month, not on every Sunday. So our next webinar will be on the second Sunday of July. And hence after that, we will have a webinar on every first Sunday. Okay, so keep every first Sunday booked for COSMA webinar. So thank you once again to everybody. And with this, I request, since it is more than 1.5 hours is over, I request Vishal
Photographs,
to have a
please.
small
Smiling
clicks,
photographs.
smiling clicks, please.
Yeah, can we have one photo?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody should smile.
There are 21 members whose cameras are not on. So,
yes.
So anyway, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I think we can adjourn the meeting, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Thank you, Gautam.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Gautam sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gautam.
Thank you, Satish bhai. Once again, thank you very much for inspiring me to come back.
मजा आ गया.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gautamji.
Thank you, Pavitra ji. Okay, I am ending the meeting, ending the session. Bye all.
Please share the PPT, please.
Yeah, PPT Ramani ji will take care.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Dipesh bhai. Okay, bye. Bye, Sudhir Mahante ji.
Okay, bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, everyone.